Jim Aiken talks about the people he was bagging at charity. I mean, I could have had a bunch of people I was bagging too at the Superdome. This is the second part of the project, and this is a design of the large-scale project that we are planning to have. The large-scale projects will have screening, but will not have treatment, with the end goal being that we will give out more of these to people who had already gone to the fair. And it will also have a different name. The different name is Hurricane Preparedness Month. So rather than Health Intervention or Health Recovery Week, it'll be Hurricane Preparedness Month. And this will actually be developed into a long-term event, an ongoing event that will happen at the safety net clinics and hopefully other clinics. And hopefully we will even have kiosks like they do for permits, safety and permits, for self-administration, because I'm sure that many people can self-administer this thing and get whatever it is. See, so basically what we're doing is taking a software model that's similar to how you purchase items on the internet. It's literally that type of security and making sure that there's encryption of all that information as it's transmitted that makes it all HL7 compliant, blah, 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 and providing that information directly to the patient, which HIPAA also encourages, is that the patient understand his or her medical problems. In it, we're going to actually not just list medications, but we're going to ask questions about mobility. Are you bedridden? Do you need a Hoyer lift to be moved? We're going to look for special needs that really do need special assistance to come out of the city. And we are going to say to people, and by having smaller events, you can see that we have some smaller events that we're planning, and also like the Soul Fest at the zoo. Does anybody know about the Operation Blessing effort out in New Orleans? It's a huge, privately donated clinic that right now has 3 vans with or 3 full-size trailers, and we'll have 6 attached together to make this huge office for New Orleans East. But they will have connectivity through satellite. They'll have a dish. So that will, we're going to look at that as a location. Pastor Brown's is basically a church meeting hall that was converted from a supermarket, where a lot of food was collected on the West Bank, and is air conditioned and has the ability to be a really nice location. And Pastor Brown is well known in the Algiers community, and it's in between our 2 health centers, Algiers, Hemel, and also Common Ground Clinic. And then we're going to have some events on the East Bank, with Duncan Plaza right next to City Hall, being one for the CBD, and Pillsbury being another one that's going to be one in the community. And then we're going to go to malls, we're going to go to church events, we're going to go to senior centers, we're going to use the Council on Aging, and we're going to take wireless laptops that have no geography, except where it is you want to put it down. I keep saying that like it's something that's obvious, but it's something that is hugely meaningful, and not for the convenience of the end user. This is not an end user convenience question. This is how do you get to the masses to try to distribute or collect information. Now, I've taken this out of I really want to take this out of the whole notion of what you learn in school. Because you learn stuff in school. Okay? And then shit happens. And all of a sudden, you're like, you got to be Arnold. We're writing a big report with all the elements of all of this so that it actually can be a roadmap. And as you can see, our target groups. When we got to the target group list, all of a sudden it became, we don't have enough room to even think about it. Trailer parks, shelters, school-based clinics, use home health agencies, having nurses in the field collect information by paper, if you want to do it by paper, and then put them into the system, blah, blah, blah. It's all controlled by the administrator. I am the administrator. And I also want to say, too, that in a disaster, you become everything. You become everything, don't you, Khadijah? you become everything. So whatever your job, that's not my job. That's not going to work. I emptied garbage cans. I handed out food. I yelled at people. I yelled at a lot of people. I was nice to some people. I jumped over counters. I thought about movies to figure out, send out 2 scouts instead of 1 because the Indians always are going to kill 1 scout. I actually thought about a John Wayne movie when we weren't getting help at the arena. 2 scouts. And then I remembered the improvisation class just to even think, well, how do I react? Like, what is going to be my fund of knowledge that I'm going to use to react to stuff? But then I thought, when this came up, and I'm given a project manager role with organizations for the zoo, with organizations like Remote Area Medical. This is an organization that goes to the jungle and provides services. They fly in airplanes. They collect physicians from all over the United States and Canada, credential them, and take them all over the world. This was their 450th mission. They call these missions. They've got it down. I've never seen a more organized group when it comes to mapping out space, knowing how many dental chairs can fit in a single space, all that sort of thing. Completely paper because they want to maximize their throughput. They don't have the skill to, it's easier to write it than it is to tap it into a computer or a handheld device. They haven't gotten to that level of technology. To working with Intel. Okay? Intel and the American Academy of Family Physicians, who has the software that the portable health record is on. Okay, now if you were really impressed with everything that I've told you about technology and software and all that, I just learned it. I didn't know about this stuff before. Seriously. I knew about Vizio because that's a great little toy. But it's very practical, and when you're in a meeting, it's as good as, if not better than, a whiteboard because you can hit save. And then you can email it to everybody. Make a PDF out of it and email it to everybody. So you learn how also to be efficient, and I mean efficient. You learn how your programs work together. You learn how to actually take an image that has a copyright on it, flow it through 2 or 3 different programs, and end up stealing a piece of that picture. I mean, if you want to test process, okay, because there's sometimes you just gotta, okay. And I'm also happy to say, and this is a real accomplishment in a system that is a paper-driven system. Since the clinics have opened, I have gone from 250 to 72 staff. I am up to date on all of my HCFA claims. When I started my job, we were 7 months behind. We are up to date because they don't want to get her mad. See, so what you also do as a management tool is you learn how to know when to perform and when not to. You learn how to forgive. You learn how to love people. You learn how to understand them. You learn how to say, you did what? And you take your computer everywhere and you use it. And people will finally get the message that they're not supposed to call you on the telephone. They're supposed to send you an email. They didn't do that. Our communication system in much of the world, believe it or not, is still by cell phone, which is actually highly inefficient when you have to manage 72 or however many employees or many processes. And what you do when you manage people like that, you gently say, you didn't read the email? We'll have to put that on your evaluation. And you have to just be very calm about it. You have to have no fear of just being honest. And I thought getting a divorce helped my personality change. But going through the Superdome, I can give orders just as good as any general in any army. What's his name? General Honore? Don't get stuck on stupid. A little after 2, I'm done.